Welcome to this series of videos all about tools. I'm going to take you through a whole bunch of different tools that you as an electrician are going to use and are going to need in your trade. Hello and welcome back to another video all about tools. In this video, I'm going to talk very briefly about another very important tool for an electrician, the humble soldering iron. So, soldering irons come in all sorts of different sizes for different reasons, just as many tools. So the most common one you're likely to see is this one here. This is a soldering iron that plugs into the wall socket, and when we plug it in, turn it on, this gets quite hot, and we can then melt solder and do all of our soldering connections. Now, the reason we want to do soldering connections is because that creates a firm bond between two conductors. It's a physical bond, so it's not going to break apart, hopefully, and also it's a very good path of conductance for our current to flow through in the circuit. So we as electricians use these all the time. Electronics, if you're in that field, you would use them more so than probably an electrician out working on a building site, but still very, very important for us to have. As I said, they come in different sizes. I have, over here, I have this little device here. This, if you're working with a soldering iron in a workshop, then you need to make sure your workshop is fairly well ventilated because the fumes coming off the melting solder can be toxic. So you want to have maybe something like this, which is a little desk fan, and when you turn it on, it will then extract out any of the fumes and send them elsewhere. Or you could work near an open window, but just make sure that wherever you are working is ventilated. You don't want to really breathe that stuff in. Now, if you're out in the field, you're not working in a workshop, you may not have the opportunity to plug this in anywhere. So that's where you can use portable soldering irons. So a cordless soldering iron, such as this one, works off butane gas. So you put the gas in the end, turn it on, and self-ignite it, and away you go. Heats up, and you can work anywhere you want without having to worry about plugging anything in. I use these all the time. I love these sorts of soldering irons. The only thing you have to be mindful of is because it is gas, there is a small heating air vent on the end of the tip here, and when you're soldering, you've got to be careful that that heat isn't shooting out and melting other cables. So it's really important just to keep that in mind. Very, very handy. Excellent soldering irons. These are a little bit more expensive than the corded ones, but to think that you can use it anywhere kind of makes up for it. So that's it for our soldering irons video. I hope you enjoyed it.